Lots of chatter online about whether Dodge is going to eventually put a V8 in the new Dodge Charger. And the more I've been looking and lurking, I've found that, well, there's a lot of Dodge fans out there that will not buy this car unless they get to have the rumble of a V8. It's either V8 or no car, as opposed to Mopar or no car for these Dodge fans. But would it be the right powertrain choice? Well, let's dive into this and put this into perspective. Now, whether you're into the V8 thing or not, there are going to be some performance differences between the two power plants, arguably being the immediate torque hit of a V8 versus the slight turbo lag from the Hurricane 6. Regardless of the power output, guys like that snappy throttle response. But, well, let's just dive into the numbers. If Dodge were to put a 5.7 into this car, the best case scenario would be the 400 horsepower variant that came in the trucks with the variable runner intake manifold. That same 400 horsepower also delivers about 400 pound-feet of torque. Now, comparing that to the standard output Hurricane 6, that's 20 horsepower less and 70 pound-feet of torque less than the standard output 6, which is 420 horse and 470 pound-feet of torque. Other than the noise, this would be a downgrade. It would possibly be a little bit of an upgrade in terms of initial throttle response. The driving experience would be pretty cool with the V8, but the reality is the outright performance would suffer. Now, what about the 6.4 liter V8? Well, that would potentially bring you in at 485 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. And if you're comparing this engine to the standard output Hurricane 6, that's a solid 50-odd horsepower more, but roughly the same torque. At 475, it's only 5 foot-pounds more than the standard output 6. Horsepower wins the race in this case, but at what cost? And see, here's the issue. The 6.4 liter might be a strong performer, but it's definitely not going to hang with the high output variant. That engine is rumored to make, or at least slated to make, 550 horsepower and about 500 pound-feet of torque. And the only reason why I say rumored is that my personal experience with that engine in the Grand Wagoneer was that it felt like it was making even more power than that. But just taking it at face value, that is a huge difference in terms of horsepower and more torque to come along with it. And listen, guys, you can talk numbers all day long, but so far, the one platform that we have seen the performance difference really start to shine is in the Ram pickup trucks, where the standard output Hurricane Inline 6 is powering that truck to low 13-second ETs on premium gas. Certainly nothing to sneeze at, and a far cry away from where the Ram sits with the 5.7. Stock for stock, the standard output is quite a bit stronger than the 5.7. Now, when you start to look at the high output variants, which are capable of sub 13-second quarter mile times, yeah, the V8 doesn't start to look like all that great of a proposition. So what I would like to know from you is, are you considering buying the new Charger? If you weren't, would you if it had a V8? Would the performance difference between the two engine platforms be enough to sway you in any direction? Is there the auditory allure of a V8 enough to bring you over, if not the performance that it would bring? So with that, guys, post up your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are with this, and we'll catch you on the next one.